stop fooling. Harry embroiled in fraud scandal after Travalyst eco-travel completely failed. Prince Harry's Travalyst eco-travel firm made a wafer-thin profit of barely £11,500 last year, accounts published by Companies House have revealed. And the news has split users on social media, with some defending the Duke of Sussex, and others highly critical, including on Twitter user who urged him to stop fooling himself. Travalyst, which was launched in 2019, is a non-profit organization working to identify, and help bring about, the systemic changes needed in order for sustainable travel to be taken out of the niche, and into the mainstream, according to its website. However, the company's house data suggests Travalyst's performance since its inception has been less than stellar, possibly partly a result of the coronavirus pandemic which engulfed the world shortly afterwards. The accounts for Travalyst Limited, defined as a company limited by guarantee, for the period ending June 30, 2021, show a profit and loss account of £11,538. The total is arrived at by adding the amount owed by debtors, £106,537, to the total cash at bank and in hand, £241,433, and then subtracting the amount owed to creditors for amounts falling due within 1 year, £336,432. Referring to the 37-year-old royal, they added, "Number 6 needs to stop fooling himself, drop the sustainable since he can't hack it, buy a couple of private jets and rent it out to A-list celebrities." Kristine Froebe said, "It's the salaries and expenses that tell the tale." How much money was funneled in and then out of Travalyst? 300k plus in debt was paid to who? The director? However, another Twitter user referring to themselves as Jakarta 200887 was more sympathetic, posting, in his defense, "This is not exactly a great time to launch anything in the travel business. There is a global pandemic going on and almost all travel businesses are struggling." Meanwhile, Mari McNabb-Connell pointed out, Year 1 accounts usually show a deficit. However, a plus figure in a global pandemic can't really be classified as a failure. In January, Travalyst published a report entitled The Re-Emergence of Travel earlier this year, which featured a foreword by Prince Harry himself. In it, he said, "We launched Travalyst in September 2019 to take sustainable tourism out of its niche and into the mainstream, to protect destinations, support and empower communities, and safeguard critical ecosystems and wildlife, and the people who depend on them." Which, as we're now learning, matters to every single one of us. Our mission soldiers on, and we believe is more important than ever as we all navigate an extraordinarily challenging recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic. Previous, Prince Harry's new charitable foundation, Sussex Royal, has helped launch an initiative to raise awareness of, and promote, sustainable travel. Travalyst is a collaboration between 5 companies, Booking.com, Ctrip, Skyscanner, TripAdvisor and Visa, aimed at improving conservation efforts, protecting the environment and helping develop the economies of communities involved in the tourist industry. Speaking at the launch in Amsterdam, Harry said the project was partly inspired by a 7-year-old boy he met on a working trip to the Caribbean, who told him, "Because of your country, my country's coral reef is dying." The initiative has been in the planning for around 2 years, but with the prince making headlines in recent weeks over his use of private jets, the timing of the launch has been criticized, with some accusations of hypocrisy. The companies involved were unable to share concrete plans, saying only that further announcements could be expected within the next 18 months. The partnership acknowledges that there is a growing demand to travel more sustainably, while benefiting communities, the environment and wildlife, but accepts that the industry needs to be the catalyst for change. TripAdvisor's recent animal welfare initiative was well received by its community of 390 million users. Booking is working with communities around the world to meet the demand for accommodation such as homestays, and has been supporting sustainable travel startups through its Booking Booster program.